college football coaching carousel is going to be a lot of things, but the biggest one of all is chaotic. You're watching CFB now. My name is Trizzy Trace Gerard, and let's break down the latest rumors around the Arkansas Razorback coaching search. So what's the latest in Fayetteville? There's been some major updates since the last time we had a conversation about the Hogs hiring their future coach of the football team. So we're going to break down what happened, what's the chatter. James Franklin, is he the next head hog? Well, I encourage you to stick around because there's an interesting report that chicken nugget money might be coming in clutch again for Fayetteville, Arkansas. But I want to encourage you, before we dive into the latest around the Hogs, subscribe to Chat Sports right here, right now, for the best coverage of college football on YouTube. Whether it's me, my guy Harry, my guy Tom, Joey, doesn't matter. We got you covered. All things college football. We also got NFL, NBA, and baseball coverage, so make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications. Now let's get you caught up on what has recently happened around the college football world. Rhett Lashlee, the name that a lot of fans of the Razorbacks were really high on. He recently signed a 2-year extension with the SMU Mustangs. Fun fact, I was actually at the game for SMU versus Miami. Got to see the very first game after he signed his extension. They took down Miami at home. They stormed the field. Absolutely electric. Lashlee's contract will run through 2032, and it makes him one of the 10 highest paid coaches in all of college football. So congratulations to Rhett Lashlee and to the Hog fans who wanted him. Going to have to wait a little bit longer. Now, Auburn. They recently hired Hugh Freeze after a loss to Kentucky. They did beat the Razorbacks, bought him a little extra time, but inevitably Hugh Freeze got canned as well. And the Razorbacks, as we know, they lost again, 38-35. 18 penalties for almost 200 yards. That has to be an all-time record in football, not just college, professional, high school, middle school, doesn't matter. There's no way there's been that many games with 200-plus penalty yards. Bobby Petrino, I love you, man, but yikes. It's not really looking bright for the future of the Razorback football team, especially considering the games you have remaining. You travel to Baton Rouge this week, you travel to Austin, and then you get to take on Mizzou at home. Unless the Hogs win out all 3 of those games, in my personal opinion, I don't think Bobby Petrino should be a serious candidate for the job. I understand that the problem of this team is defense. I understand the offense is flying. I understand that there are so many problems. It's not just Petrino's fault. But we haven't seen him beat 2 of the worst teams in the SEC. You had an opportunity to prove that you can still win games in this conference, and he lost to Auburn. He lost to Mississippi State. Had good showings against A&M and against Tennessee a couple of weeks ago, and he had a couple of good showings against A&M, and I do think that he has been okay, but when you talk about him as the head coach, I just think it would make more sense if he had been winning some games. Now, we do have some interesting reports. According to Kalshi, Brett McMurphy, he reports this. Memphis's Ryan Silverfield is the favorite to be the next head coach in Fayetteville. Silverfield is at a 24%. Then Florida State offensive coordinator Gus Malzahn, 20%. And Jon Sumrall, 19%. And Bobby Petrino is also at 19%. Kalshi is a prediction market. They put out this image with that tweet, and you can see Ryan Silverfield is the head candidate, or is the leading candidate according to Kalshi. But I also wanted to take an exploration across some books out there, and according to BetOnline, here are the top 10 coaching odds for Arkansas Razorbacks' next head coach. James Franklin leads the charge at plus 200 odds. Ryan Silverfield and Bobby Petrino tied at plus 450. You see PJ Fleck on that list. Jon Sumrall, GJ Kinne, Gus Malzahn, Jeff Traylor, Brian Kelly, and Eric Morris are also in the mix as well, according to BetOnline. And I also think when you talk about this Razorback head coaching job, there is no reason they shouldn't be competitive. They have boosters, and Fayetteville has money. Northwest Arkansas, if you didn't know, is a cash cow. You can dip into the pockets of J.B. Hunt, Walmart, Tyson Chicken. Hell, Jerry Jones has ties to the Razorbacks. Go and use your boosters to be competitive and get a good head coach. I'm tired of bad coaching. Don't settle for Bobby Petrino. I want the Arkansas Razorbacks to be a competitive team. I'm tired of this school and this team embracing mediocrity and just being okay with being the Heartbreak Hogs. Let's go make a damn good hire and turn it all around in Fayetteville. Who do you want to be the next head coach in Arkansas? James Franklin? Ryan Silverfield? I don't hate either of those options. And I'll also say this, I don't think that the Razorbacks are too good to hire James Franklin. There's a lot of discourse out there on social media and on the message boards, but I'm here to tell you right now, I think James Franklin would be a home run hire for the Hogs. Now, we're going to tell you a little bit more about the latest going on with the Razorbacks. First things first, got to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. If you want to cash out and make some big-time money, like Jon Tyson, who we're going to talk about here in just a minute, I encourage you to download the Prize Picks app today, and we'll sweeten the deal for you, Razorback fans. If you use code CLNS, you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And it's so easy to play. All you do is pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. I have a saying, I like to say, it's so easy, even an Aggie could do it. You just pick more or less on the player stats. We have an example for you for this weekend. LSU versus Alabama. I'm going with the less on Nussmeier's passing stats. I'm going with the more on Bernard's receiving stats, and I can turn $20 into $60 with this lineup right here. It took me 10 seconds to make this, and I'm going to be cashing in on game day, and you could too. Whether you enjoy watching basketball, football, baseball, esports, doesn't matter. Prize Picks is the best way to win money while watching your favorite sports. Join millions of users and sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app today and download Prize Picks. Use that code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. All of that information is in the comments and description of this video. Now, some interesting reports out there around the Razorbacks job. Hawgsports got some interesting intel here. The athletic department in Fayetteville is working to add an additional $40 million into the program, according to Hawgsports. Sources tell them that this will be in addition to the current budget over the next 4 years. So whether it's Hunter Yurachek, whether it's somebody else, doesn't matter. The Hogs are trying to put some money into this program so that way they can spend money on quality players and turn this roster into a better squad. Quite frankly, it's just not good enough. And the reports are really, really interesting when you talk about the chicken nugget money. Jon Tyson, remember how he helped out a little bit with Coach Cal? Looks like he might be a little bit interested in helping out once again with the football program. I would love to see this happen, and I'm just going to tell you right now, if we do end up getting a head coach, thanks to Jon Tyson, go ahead and just erase the Razorback in the middle of the field, slap a Tyson Chicken logo on there, and let's just go ahead and change our name to the Arkansas Chicken Nuggets. Don't care. Jon Tyson, please save my football team. Here's the reports from Michael Maine. A source recently told Best of Arkansas Sports that James Franklin has support among the UA's moneyed interests, namely Jon Tyson, with wagons being circled to assemble a significant financial package in NIL war chest. Tyson is the chicken magnate who leveraged his friendship with John Calipari to bring him to Fayetteville. For Franklin, however, the Razorbacks might be beaten to the punch by Virginia Tech, according to recent reports. And I am praying that Jon Tyson steps in again. I am telling you right now that doing this would be a wildly massive undersell and an underappreciative gesture, if you will. Like this is not enough to say thank you if Jon Tyson can step in and help this team and help the school once again. We might need to redesign the field if Tyson saves the day. Just totally gonna be honest. And John Neighbors, love this guy, by the way. Had the pleasure of getting to work a little bit with him when I was at school at the U of A. He does an awesome job. Highly encourage you to check out his content inside Arkansas. Does an awesome stuff over there. John Neighbors reports that James Franklin is currently Arkansas's #1 priority, and apparently the interest is mutual. And so for us Razorback fans, I think that is a good sign, considering he is not just writing off this job, and it's not like he doesn't want it. I will say I think it's a little bit more of a long shot to land James Franklin, because he just feels like somebody who is going to go elsewhere. And I don't want to say that he is a shoo-in at Virginia Tech, but it kind of feels like he is. And to be totally honest, I could just see Virginia Tech saying, hey, come over here, easier path to the playoff, easier situation with the Hokies. So I personally could say I think it would be a smart move to fully pursue James Franklin, but there is ongoing conversations. There is mutual interest between Virginia Tech and James Franklin. And from Virginia Tech insider Evan Watkins of 24/7 Sports, apparently that interest is mutual, and apparently this is something that has some significant interest. So I'll be monitoring the situation. I think James Franklin definitely is a candidate for the Hogs, but they're going to have to beat out Virginia Tech to get him if they want to sign him and make him the head Hog. Now, what is the better job? Let me know in the comment section. Type Hogs, type Hokies. Share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Honestly, unbiased, I'm going to say the Razorbacks are the better job. Fayetteville, one of the best places to live in the entire country. Awesome place, great people. And Dixon Street, pretty fun. JJ's Happy Minutes, hard to beat. All right, appreciate you guys for tuning into this episode of CFB Now. My name is Trizzy Trace Gerard. I've been doing more Arkansas content and more CFB content on Chat Sports. And if you guys like what we're doing, send the bosses a message by hitting the thumbs up icon, saying thanks, Trizzy, or just showing some love in the comment section. Really would appreciate it. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see y'all next time.